There's a lot of counterpicking, like looking at the Storm Spirit against the Puck matchup especially. Yes, you have that coil, you can ruin him with the leash mechanic. There's also Pit of Malice that he doesn't like to play into that. But there's also Scarlet Mage.
Yeah.
Having a silence, the instant silence, the best silence in the game against Puck could hurt Nisha quite a lot in this game. I also want to see the item build. I've seen Pucks going for a bit of a greedy build.
Witch blades and
like Witchblade, and they don't tend to pick up anything to dispel. Neither a Yule Scepter, which was a really popular item, but I feel like Pucks, they want to be able to scale, and sometimes you're like, well, I just died, maybe next fight we win, and you don't, so like... I think it's needed, especially against the Bloodseeker Silence, the Sanking Stun, and the Skywrath Mage. They also don't have any kind of save. It also depends what item build Underlord is going to go for, whether he's going to go for this Aura build, like eventually get a Pipe. I wouldn't mind seeing a Pipe because there's so much magical damage on side of Entity. And once again, they are putting Ice on the top lane.
Okay.
And the Puppy does have 2 sentries on bottom to be able to devord the camp, and so does Monkey King. So they're ready to devord everything.
Well, we're actually saying, well, Samael actually he's also walking top. So looks like whatever the lane situation that Secret wanted to try and get, with maybe setting up for Samael farming bottom, they're not actually going to find. I mean, so what do you think's happened here with the lanes that's caused Secret to actually switch back on the decision to put Samael bottom?
Maybe they wanted to have just a CK against the Bloodseeker. I don't know if they wanted to have like initially CK against Sanking and Skywrath Mage, because it's a lot of harassment early on. All right, it's Ice Side support Underlord position 5 demoted. Just kidding. He's gonna TP back to bottom.
All right, so there we go. And we would imagine that we are going to see Samael get a bit of help on this top lane, and indeed Puppy, he'll TP up there. So they'll settle for the lanes as is.
This is what I was worried about, because Skywrath Mage plus Sanking, it's a killer lane. CK doesn't provide you with much, especially early on. Also, Puppy, he doesn't have a healing salve. So Samael, without the point in Chaos Strike yet, he's going to struggle. He's going to be on half HP. Next time he gets close, there's potentially a kill on him. They already pulled the wave, and it's also the potato camp. Okay, Puppy is going to get the big one. Damage has already been done. Like, some of the CS has been stolen from Samael in the top lane, but let's check the other lanes. Stormer playing Storm. At this point, I think he's just trolling. He's just playing heroes that have any kind of ability that has a Storm in the name.
Whatever heroes are there, we've got to look out for what the mid disruptor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Static Stormer.
Are there any other Storms? Oh, what about Razor? He's got like Storm Surge, right? Isn't that one of his things? Or Cat Army? Ooh. Well, he's going to live there with that Fairy Fire. And I think he should be fine now. I don't think Puppy's going to be able to close in on him.
Yeah.
So no first
Storm
blood
Surge and Eye of the Storm.
Oh, there we go. That's a lot of
I feel like we're missing something. There must be another like Storm type of
What about Brew? Is it like the Storm Panda?
It's the Storm Panda.
It's the Storm Panda. There we go. That's all right. First blood down on the bottom lane. Crystallis. He's going to be very happy with that. He's already getting pretty much perfect CS down here. So not only the free farm, but also the first kill.
I mean, look at the HP. CK was half HP before this started, so that means your Bloodseeker is going to have some extra movement speed. And the build that he decided to go for, 3 Slippers, just to have a bit more attack speed, have a bit of extra armor, and damage, of course, on top of that.
No, it's going to be very strong in a lane where you've got 2 heroes that want to punch you, this Monkey King and the Underlord. Going to have as easy of a time doing that.
The more I see from Lich, the more I like the hero. I feel like there's so much into this hero, especially the 15-minute shard, Chain Frost against the illusion-based heroes. You would say, okay, it's kind of a waste, but against CK, I don't think it is. Killing his illusions, it's a lot of the damage taken out from the fights, and also revealing which one is the real. And having a Frost Shield against heroes like CK to be able to give them a little bit of sustain sometimes that they need is, I don't know, I just like the hero.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to give a lot of sustain and survivability for Crystallis when he wants to go charging through the team fights.
I don't like it so much that I'll pick it, but I like to see other players.
You like it on your team,
yeah,
but you don't want to play it.
No, it's kind of boring. Especially if the lane's not going well. If you have like 2 deaths, you're like, man, why did I pick this hero?
Yeah, I mean, they're having some fun in this lane. I'll tell you that. I mean, this looks like it may be another kill for the two of them. They're chasing out Ice Ice Ice. Crystallis, a second kill already for him in the laning state.
And look at the juicy wave that he's going to farm after that. Monkey, I don't think he can just be a nuisance in this lane and go for like trade with the Bloodseeker. It's very difficult, especially now. He finished off phase boots already, so he's going to be even more speedy, having that extra armor and the chase potential. I want to see if Lich decides to pick up a point in Sinner State Gaze just to have something to cancel a TP, and it's also a setup for the Blood Rage.
Look at this again. We'll see on the top side of the map, Puppey is getting gone upon. As they'll take him down, back down bottom. Ice 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 getting very low once more. They'll try and chase down Fishman. He's going to be able to salve up. Crystallis will continue to stand his ground, look to finish up the kill, and he gets it. Another kill for Crystallis in this bottom lane. As, yeah, a second death back-to-back there from Ice Ice Ice. So he's going to have to take the long walk back down to this bottom lane.
Yeah, at least this hero is very speedy. So, yeah, it's going to take him like 30 seconds to walk down to the bottom lane.
Oh, look at this mid. See if Secret can get something going over here. They've got the control, but the silence. They will have the lockdown there. Between the coil and the silence, they're able to make a move on Stormer. And they needed it, because some of the stuff going on in the side lane so far isn't looking too good for Secret.
It's really not. I'm not sure how they play the bottom lane. The next time he comes back to the bottom, they might have a Rupture available. Yep. And then they also have the point in a Sinister Gaze that I mentioned. Just having something to stop the TP with is a lot of value. How's the top lane doing? Toby, 25 CS. There's 31, 32 on CK at the moment, going into Armlet next. So pretty much as we expected, like once Enchantress starts to get the creeps, she does provide you with that extra bit of a sustain in the lane and also a bit of a harassment. You can see Puppey using the Wild Winged Ripper, the new Hurricane ability.
To annoy Kataomi a little bit.
I always get surprised by that. I still think it's Tornado. Like, where's the Tornado? What is this? Is there a Force Staff?
You can look for cheeky little moves with that one. There's definitely cliffing opportunities.
As we're playing more Dota, we started using these like mathematical terms like vector targeted ability. Like we as a community, we're smarter, so we can start using these stuff because we have like Pango, we have this new ability, the Hurricane one.
Got the Tusk kick, right?
Yeah.
Also
wonder what's next.
What is next? What would you want to see next?
I don't know. I'm really bad at math.
Yeah. Oh, Ice Ice Ice. Gonna take a hit from the Blood Right, and there's a TP coming in. They brought in a third hero as they're ready to go straight for Ice Ice Ice. Stormer turning up as well, as they are just making sure that Crystallis has a beautiful start to this game.
They split it. They just split it. They give one to Crystallis, one to Stormer because he made a rotation. He'll use a lot of his mana. Playing extremely well right now, especially on the side lanes. And you said they're enabling Crystallis. He's going to have Maelstrom phase boots in 1,000 gold.
Yeah, he's going to have quite the timing on that. And arguably on pretty much his best hero. So definitely a little concerning when Secret look the way of this Bloodseeker. He could become quite the problem for them. I mean, if he hasn't already hit. See what they can get done in the mid. Another setup for Nisha. With the silence. They should have the... Ooh, no, not quite.
He's out of mana.
And Toby's in with a Burrow Strike. So that extra bit of hold there onto Yapsor to make sure they can't chase the Sandstorm, bringing Yapsor down low. Stormer was even tempted to maybe turn around and look to get a punch back in.
Oh, he's going to get their Arcana Rune.
Oh, he's going to be
But that's
fine.
scouted.
Oh, no,
Sumail is there.
Sumail turns up at just the right time, but Storm's got enough mana to get up the... Oh, he's on that little bit of a cliff. They will still see him here. Yapsor's onto the tree, and that's
like middle ground. That's not a real high ground, nor the low ground. Oh, that ward. Scouting him out. I think Lich popped the healing salve, because it was definitely not Stormer on himself. Almost...
They nearly saved him, yeah? I mean, that's Sumail. Good move from him that had to turn up to these fights as they were getting a little scrappy, and he's able to make sure that Stormer won't survive. Toby's going to sit himself in the mid, hold back on the push, so Secret, despite getting the the kill, they won't be able to take an objective. And of course, with all this focus over there, it has given Crystallis this complete free reign of bottom lane, 400 gold, and Maelstrom will be done.
Ice and Sumail farming some stacks that they've made. Ice needs to have some kind of a comeback into this game. In terms of net worth, he's very close to sanking at the moment. So not too bad, even though he died 3 times. Still decent amount of net worth for this point of the game. Nisha, he's gonna excel so much. He's having a really good game. He killed Storm Spirit 3 times, going into Witchblade. It's very difficult for Storm to even itemize like into this matchup until you get like 1 item into a BKB. This might be Kaya into BKB type of a game, or like triple null if he dies 1 more time, just straight up get a BKB to be able to survive.
Shouldn't dive in for Fishman, actually dropping the coil too to secure the kill. Ice still get the last touch with the Firestorm. That movement down bottom, they're still going to continue to hunt, maybe see if they can make a move on to Crystallis himself. Backup's going to be coming in for Crystallis. Crystallis, he's laid down the Rupture and the Bloodbright. Ice will try for the TP, but Stormer, he's in to stop it with the Vortex. Silence with the Ancient Seal, they turn their attention over towards Nisha. But Nisha has got the orb back up in time and will manage to escape this chase from Entity.
Unfortunately for Entity, Sky was not level 6. He's bringing some extra stuff on the Courier, Tome of Knowledge. If he's level 6 there, Puck just straight up dies. And we've seen the power of this Ancient Seal. This is something that Puck will definitely be very afraid of throughout the whole game. A full Maelstrom coming onto the Bloodseeker. He's super farmed. They're trying to make just a little bit of a jump on him. Yaps are pretending that there are more heroes there than they are actually. It works sometimes. Sometimes you look like a fool. You jump and they kill you.
Happens to the best of us. And of course, with all the kills that Crystallis has been getting, you see, from Sumail's farm, he's keeping on par. He's just been able to be that bit more efficient with his farming rotations. And he's got that armlet timing. A very, very solid point. So Secret grouping up around him and pushing onto this bottom lane.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the Crystallis, but Sumail, he found the farm. He definitely found the farm, and he's not afraid to pop the ulti to be able to just farm the map. Doesn't keep it for like fights. We'll try to get this one. Not sure if he wants to commit because it's a bit too difficult. Sanking does have a Blink Dagger, so they can go for those pickoffs. Sanking plus Skywrath Mage with the point and Mystic Flare. It's more than enough to get a kill.
See there, so very, very quickly dealt with. Now that 6 is online for Kataomi, the game becomes very, very scary for these squishy heroes, these squishy supports in particular. If either of them get caught in a stun, that Mystic Flare and the damage from a Skywrath will get the kill every time in this early game.
It's another smoke from Entity. They don't have Skywrath ulti, but they do have Epicenter, so they want to make something happen. They know the heroes on side of Team Secret are very squishy. And look at the itemization from Puppey. Double Fluffy, Wand, and Infused Raindrop.
Yeah, it needs it.
Just to have the survivability.
Yeah, they've got so much magical burst at this stage. Maybe that little bit of extra HP allows them to get the heal off and live. That's down. Ooh! It's in the Burrow Strike. Doesn't matter. It's Nisha. He's going to be in with the counterplay. Good Dream Coil onto the 2 of them. Allow them to take down Fishman. See if they can finish off the Sand King. Have the block off into the Boundless. They do. Nisha continuing to keep his game solid here. A couple more kills for him. As we've seen, pretty much every Dream Coil securing kills, setting up kills. So some very nice early rotations and moves from Nisha this game. Back on par with the performance that he was able to bring out in Game 1.
Secret is getting so much more out of the map right now. They have Sumail, who's completely free farming. Nisha is the one getting the kills.
Yeah.
And it feels like Entity, they are relying on this Sanking plus Skywrath Mage to just go around the map and do stuff. Lich is not as active. Like we've seen the Chain Frost not bouncing on anything. Taomi on the top. Like Skywrath Mage, one of the easiest heroes to kill. Like you jump him and he just straight up dies. Fishman.
Nisha won't be able to fully commit that. Knows that Kataomi had the Ancient Seal ready. So he'll back off. He'll be very content continuing to farm in the mid. He knows that Storm at this stage can't go anywhere near the puck. Nisha, if he finds the Dream Coil into the silence, Stormstormer still very likely to die to that combo if there's a +1 from Secret at this point of the game.
We mentioned the itemization on Stormstormer. Either like Yasha into BKB or straight up BKB seems like he feels like, okay, I'm playing into Puck, playing into this coil, and also root mechanics, so I definitely need to be able to protect myself. Going into BKB next, Fishman, setting up some wards. Dire knows something is up. Secret using a scan, doesn't catch anyone.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
At the least, they should be able to have a good attempt at the tower, but on the other side of the map, Secret, they're pushing up to the tier 2. So continuing to just get that bit more of from this early game, holding on to a 4K lead. Entity struggling to keep up, and the difference now beginning to show between the farm and the carries. With each passing minutes, the male just continuing to do a better job with the farm, spamming those ults, sending them down the lanes around the jungles, and he's going to be well on track to getting these sort of early stats done. This Echo Saber armlet into the S and Y. At that point, he's going to be a tough hero to burst for, even with the burst and magical that they do have on Entity. He's going to be very strong.
He's super farmed right now, and as you said, that Echo Saber plus armlet, using the Phantasm every single time it's up just to get something, push out the wave, force Entity to make some kind of rotation and reveal at least one hero, allows Team Secret to go for like these different pickoffs. Nisha did pick up his Blink Dagger and going for the Yule Scepter. I like that a lot. I talked about the Yule Scepter. I feel like it's necessary. I feel like it's a must-have item when you're playing into Skywrath Mage, unless there's like some kind of save, Abba, Oracle, Shadow Demon, whatever, to try to buy a little bit of time for you.
And they're getting a lot of free pressure onto this tower bottom, tier 2. Nearly going down. Now they'll respond with the TPs. It is just Secret's 2 supports down here.
Papi has been very annoying with sending the creep, or he found the troll once, summoned the Skelly Bros. They dealt some serious amount of damage to the tier 2 tower.
I mean, look at this.
Once again,
with
Smail's
Yapstor's position and this vision that he's giving, Secret, they're going to have the opportunity to dive in for a fight underneath the tier 2 tower. Toby's in with the counterplay, jumps forward onto Samael.
There is a sentry.
But they're strong enough to stand their ground, continue to fight. Stormstormer will zip in. It's going to be a blood right hitting onto the 3 of them. But Secret, they keep everybody alive and they get the team wipe. Yapstor in that position.
It's one of those fights where if they get the Chain Frost off and Bloodseeker gets 1 kill, like he could easily get all of the other kills.
It was on the edge.
That. Yeah, pretty much. But Monkey King sitting on the trees, providing vision, allows them to get a good jump. Nisha with the freshly bought Blink Dagger.
I mean, they just weren't ready for Yap to be here at all. As we see, a couple of ults coming off from Entity, but at this point it was just all too late. And as you say, it was, that sort of position where the Blood Right comes out.
Yeah, let's say the Chain Frost is bouncing between all of that, and Bloodseeker maybe having a BKB. It's a bit of a difficult one, but they are starting to fall off a little bit.
No, for sure. Now down 8k against Secret. So Secret find that very, very tasty fight. Their success down on the bottom lane. They take the tier 2 tower here, 17 minutes in.
And there's the pipe. This is the big item. We wanted to see it on Ice just to have that aura. He was thinking about getting Road of Atos, bought the crown for himself because he is the king, he needs to have it. And he finished it off before. He just said, pipe, much better choice. Gonna give us that survivability that we need. And now going for Road of Atos.
See, how close are we to the BKB for Crystallis? That's the important one. 400 gold. He won't be turning up to any fights until that's done. Probably the same to be said for Stormstormer, but he's a little further away from his. As we're seeing sort of between the control of the Puck and the Underlord, Samael getting all the opportunity to go from target to target in the midst of these fights. Entity not quite able to fight him head on at this point. This is a very, very strong Chaos Knight. It's a mid. They've got the coil. Here comes Samael with the illusion, the Boundless Strike, buying time for Samael to move in. Have they got enough damage though? Stormstormer is still zipping around. The Mystic Flare is there onto Samael. Samael getting a little low, but he is still able to find that final pullback to take out Stormer. He'll heal a bit off the creeps, and that'll allow him to back away. There's a bit underneath the tower there, Nisha. He's able to jump in and finish off a second one.
They need Toby. They definitely need Toby's damage in these fights because they're not dropping low unless he goes in with the... I'm not gonna say like full combo, but they definitely need Burrow Strike, Sandstorm, plus Skyrat Mage to be able to kill someone. We see the tankiness of the heroes. Pipe of Insight just doing so much work.
Yeah. And we'll see back here that struggle to get involved as Puppey forces him away to the side. Puppey has got his eyes on Crystallis. Yeah, he's got the Troll Summoner, but Crystallis, he's able to TP out at the edge. A few skeletons, that's all this Troll Summoner can offer, of course, now. In this patch, so an easy escape for Crystallis. Stay alive, but as a team, they shift further and further behind. 11k now between them and Secret. Secret's 3 cores now in the top spot.
Invisibility.
As, of course, Ice, he's managed to have a fantastic recovery this game. Had one of the toughest starts, sort of 3 back-to-back deaths in the lane, but now he's at a point where he's got the same farm as the enemy's carry.
They were stacking for him, and also the itemization that he decided to go for. Like, every single item gives him tankiness. Everything he bought gives him, like, HP in a sense. Storm is really struggling. Like, he's close to a BKB, but that's his only items 20 minutes in. If you look at the puck, he has a Witchblade, Blink Dagger, and going for Lincoln Sphere, another defensive option against the Skyrat Mage. Even the Sand King jump, like, that's just good way. I think Entity, they need to keep fighting. Like, I don't think they can take this one late. It's, like, their heroes are gonna fall off.
I've got the portal down here. It's going to allow the rest of Secret to come over and join Ice. Yeah, but maybe they'll go for some sort of smoke with these BKBs, Entity. So that was the next sort of big item they're waiting for, and yeah, there we go. So they want to smoke up and use these core BKB purchases to try and take a fight against Secret.
A Lich showing, killing some skeletons from Puppey. Trying to bait if anyone wants to jump them, but seems like that's not the case. Secret not taking the bait.
Puppey, he'll offer up his life, or maybe not. Glimmer, behind him some safety, but if Crystallis is still able to get in and get the kill, the question is if he can get out. Maybe he doesn't need to with the back of a Stormer. Zips straight over towards Yapstor. Yapstor, he'll go down. Sumail will commit for the fight here. Trying to stand his ground with the BKB Crystallis, but it's too much physical damage from Sumail and his illusions, as Crystallis has to run away from this CK. Can't take on Sumail right now. And Sumail, he's going to see if he can catch more. Stormer out of mana. Nisha jumps in with the silence.
Turn that into Roche. This is the fight that the Secret wanted to have. Near the Roche pit, let's see if they want to go inside. Maybe a bit limited on the damage. CK, like, this hero never needs to go heal. Like, having the lifesteal and also the extra talent, and now it deals 1.5 damage to the creeps. It's just like, okay, you're gonna survive. You go back, hit a couple of creeps, and you're back to full HP. We see the power of Lich against the CK in terms of, like, using that ulti, bringing the illusions down, bringing the CK down to half HP, but the sustain is a bit too much. They definitely need some extra damage on top of him. He doesn't have a BKB, so if Sand King gets the good epicenter off on top of Sumail dies.
Yeah, and if they've got any support for staffs at the moment to get them out of the combo, they haven't. So indeed, if they can hold him in position, they may still have a chance. It's a lot of HP to get through, but it's not impossible.
Good reaction from Yappy.
See Stormer. Look to chase it. And he is able to grab Yapzor. Nisha trying to help Yapzor out here. And in fact, with Ice turning up, Storm's got to put the BKB. He's out of mana, so he doesn't really have any ability to keep fighting himself. He has to TP out with the remainder of that BKB.
And now Secret will go inside the pit. Stormer, he's not there. Roshan just dropping way too quickly with the Chaos Strike. Because it does work on Roshan for some reason. Extra damage. Now, Samael holding onto that Aegis, level 20, Reality Rift, pierces spell immunity. One of the better level 20 talents in general, because you can play so well into the enemy cores. They don't think you can reposition them, but you can.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, we're seeing it already in that last fight with the BKB, even without that piercing talent. Just any sort of hit Samael is able to get in onto the Bloodseeker. It hurts Crystallis big time at this point with how farmed this CK is. Crystallis is not geared up at this stage to stand toe-to-toe with Samael.
Already preparing for the bottom. Anyone shows, they're gonna go on him.
There's the jump. BKB will come out. Immediate TP. Crystallis knows not to mess with these two. There's that. So we can see is exactly why so much damage from this CK at this point. Fishman's dead. Samael continuing to get himself further and further ahead. And at this point, with how tanky Secret's heroes are getting, it's just so hard for Entity to really find any opportunity to jump.
It's a difficult game for Storm at the moment, because he needs to use his mana, which his mana pool is very limited, and then going for like BKB, potentially TP out. Because if he's out of he doesn't have a BKB, he just straight up dies. He's playing into Monkey King Silence, also Road of Atos and Pit of Malice, potentially a Coil. Ooh, Coil misses.
That was close there from both sides. I say a little bit greedy that Stormer goes for the zip TP without using the BKB. But it was the right call, because Nisha not quite able to get him with the Dream Coil as close as it was. Oh, mid. Oh, Crystallis, he needs help and he needs it now. Quick step for Stormer as they've got the control onto the CK. That's Samael gone the once. Yapsor, he'll die first here at the fight. See if they can turn this around. Secret Samael. He's going to try and fight this, but it's a lot of magical damage. Burrow strikes back there. Samael will die. This is going to be Entity's fight to take. As Ice is taken out, Puppey will manage to TP away. But we're seeing, as you said, you know, that with all the farm that Samael does have, if they can catch him in the combo, there's still this overwhelming amount of magical damage that will threaten even a high HP CK.
It is. He doesn't have a BKB, so they can burst him. I guess, you know, he's thinking about it, but playing into core-to-core matchup where you can get ruptured is something that, like, people don't like to do. And the one Burrow strike, and look at the amount of damage that they do.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. They took him down quickly 2 times.
Rest of the team was not there to be able to reconnect. Like, they came in, but still, like, the damage was already done. Sanking did use ulti, they didn't stop it, and then you died. There's a bit too much damage. Oh, Puppey, he's not happy.
He weren't happy with something there. He's like, oh, why does my core never have BKB?
Okay.
I mean, maybe.
I think that's what he said.
I think he changed it up. He actually, when Puppey was actually like, why do we get, where is your BKB?
Can we play that again? Let's see how good we are at the lip reading.
I mean, that is definitely the reaction there of supports where the carry dies and after a push and isn't building BKB. Yeah, Puppey saw that Scardy that Samael had queued up and he was like, Samael, BKB. And indeed, Samael now with the change-up will have the BKB. He's got it fully purchased. So next time round...
Not just fully purchased, he disassembles the Echo Saber. He's like...
Puppey's like, disassemble that Echo Saber right now, or buy BKB.
Or I'm taking out the machete.
What we got here? Dream Coil onto the Sand King. But he's out. Toby's going to get away. Over to the side. Fishman won't be as lucky. As they will catch him here. Well, let's see how things change up with the push around the BKB. I mean, he'll have the BKB, but he won't have that Aegis, of course. Did lose that on the back of the last push. And the following items for Crystallis, he's managed to get his Mjolnir done, and looking for the Basher next. So he can have that extra bit of potential control that could catch up some of these heroes like Nisha.
This is kind of a standard build, I would say, on Crystallis, where he gets Mjolnir, BKB, gets the Shard. It's 2% of their max HP, which is really good. He shreds through these tanky heroes like Underlord and CK, and it also heals him up. Considering how last fight went, this doesn't feel like 15k gold lead for Team
No,
Secret.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't indeed, with how well they're able to hold. And as I say, you know, to sort of stress the fact that that was against an Aegis CK. You know, they took him down 2 times very, very quickly. Now, as long as he's able to put the BKB in the next fight, very unlikely that that'll happen and again. And Sumail should have a pretty solid job of getting back to cleaning up in the team fights. But if they catch him before that BKB, we may see the same thing happen. So all about the jump from Entity in these moves.
Stormstormer going all in with his item build. Like, he's thinking about the team to be able to lock them in with the Aghanim Scepter. Is that a full? Yeah, that's a full Ags.
All right.
So if he can pull them off with the Lich Chain Frost, a Sanking Epicenter, there's also E-Blade on Sanking, like plus Blood Right on top of that. I feel like, you know, we're having a game if they can pull off like one big combo right now.
Well, let's see if they can do exactly that. They're coming out with the smoke. See if they can get the jump. Sumail, he's already out with the blink. Off the Phantasm from the side. Might be hard now for Entity to get the initiation that they want to. And indeed, Fishman taken out. Chrysalis, he's still hovering around. He's going to put the BKB. He's going to try and go toe-to-toe here with Sumail. It's not working out for him, though, as Chrysalis now has to back off. Big Sip with the Vortex. The BKB comes to an end for Sumail. The Dream Core's been down under the 2 of them. Stormstormer's in trouble. Same for Toby. As Secret, they'll get the 4 kills. A buyback comes out from Chrysalis, in fact. But there's no more fight to be had here, especially with Stormstormer out for a minute. No buyback on him.
I know it's only your position 5, but if Lich gets a Frost Shield on a Bloodseeker, then he can go for these type of plays. You know, just stand in front of the fight and deal with the CK and his illusions. He's not gonna be taking as much damage. Ice as Ice, using the Fiend's Gate inside the base so people can't get out. And suddenly this game feels really awkward for Entity.
Yeah.
Like, they went all in with the items in terms of the execution. It just wasn't there. Like, they got caught off guard. Puck with the coil, and he also does have a gem, so a lot of these wards are gonna get devorded if they're also playing into Sanking. Let's see if they can get this kill.
Yeah, we saw how much of a difference it makes now. You know, Sumail with that BKB, they couldn't kill him through that. The only hero that has any sort of a chance. I mean, not even really with the build at this stage. Chrysalis, a lot of his damage magical still. So once that BKB's popped, Sumail is without a doubt untouchable at this point.
They might have like one more fight, and then it becomes extremely difficult for them. Let's see if they decide to smoke. Roshan might respawn in 2 seconds. Let's see. Secret holding the high ground. They do have Sentry and Mobs there.
Toby's going to be able to counterplay. They have the Vortex to hold Sumail in position, but the BKB itself once more, and the Dream Core's down pretty much upon them all, as Chrysalis just getting destroyed by the damage of Sumail. Triple kill for Yapsa, in fact, with that Wukong's command, as they're ready to turn it into more. Sumail steps forward, grabs back Fishman. Kataomi, the last one left alive, as he'll scramble back towards the base, but he's not even going to get out. Nisha leaving no survivors. GG is called. As Secret, after a weird and rough game 2, they're back on track with this game 3.